Hello and welcome to the fourth and final video of From Trauma to Triumph. In this final part, I'll be discussing getting back on track after such a traumatic event and the 5 vital elements I consider as integral to healing and the process I personally take my own clients through. Healing from sexual trauma and reclaiming your life again is a gradual, ongoing process. It doesn't happen overnight, and the memories of the trauma never disappear completely. But it is possible to reclaim your life again and take your power back, and I'm living proof of that. Sexual assault is traumatic, and according to the National Sexual Violence Resource Centre, 70% of sexual assault survivors experience moderate to severe distress, which is a much larger percentage than for any other violent crime. Now, it's entirely up to you if you report your assault to the police, but it's extremely important to seek professional mental health help. Deciding to not seek help may temporarily help you to believe that you are fine and in control of the situation. However, unfortunately, this does not work to actually relieve you of the psychological distress that is very likely to follow. We can easily think that we've pushed it to the back of our minds and think things like, well, I've managed what happened to me okay and I'm fine. Or I got past it. Or others have had it worse than me. The trouble is, unfinished psychological business can create significant distress in our lives. It can haunt us throughout our lives in ways that don't often seem direct, so we just gloss over things instead. For example, you may live on eggshells and be hypervigilant. You may find it hard to open up, to let people in, and to trust anybody. Relationships may feel dangerous and intimacy may feel impossible. You may procrastinate and self-sabotage because you don't feel good enough. Fear may be showing up in your life and you may have a fear of rejection, you may have a fear of failure, and you may have a fear of success. You may think people are against you or out to get you. You may question your judgment, your self-worth, and even your sanity. You might blame yourself for what happened and believe that you're dirty or that you're damaged goods. And it can even affect your physical health, and you may be susceptible to psychosomatic illnesses or chronic pain, such as lower back pain. Certain events may involuntarily trigger reactions in you that you haven't thought about in years, and bring up feelings like anger, guilt, shame, fear. We don't realise that these old wounds can have all kinds of both physical and psychological effects. According to attachment research, it's not just what happens to us that affects us in our relationships, but it's also the extent to which we haven't been able to feel the full pain and make sense of our experiences too. If we don't deal with the trauma, then we carry it around with us. Wherever you go, there you are. That means that our past will impact our present in countless invisible ways because we haven't made sense of our story. According to Psychology Today, it influences how we parent, how we relate to our partner, how we think, feel, and operate in the world. So you see, avoidance is a short-term strategy to relieve yourself of distress, but unfortunately, it creates much more severe long-term difficulties. There may be instincts to bury the past, minimise or avoid our pain, but feeling the feeling of what happened to us can actually lead to healing. In the last 3 years, I finally dealt with my own unresolved trauma, and then I retrained in the same techniques that helped me, as well as many more, so that I can then help other survivors to rise up, step into their power, and speak their truth. Throughout this time, and by working with many women all over the world, I've come up with 5 vital elements that I believe are essential to dealing with unresolved trauma, so you're free to release the past and finally move on to a much happier and fulfilled life. And I'd like to share these with you now. So number 1, self-discovery. You can't heal what you don't see. Most of the time, when we've experienced emotional trauma, we lose ourselves. We don't know who we are anymore. We've lost our identity. We may mourn for the person that we used to be, and we most certainly put a mask on or a brave face to the outside world. The barriers come down and we avoid being vulnerable. Vulnerability can actually be one of your greatest strengths, and self-awareness is one of the most powerful tools and skills that you can ever learn. And this really is the foundation to your healing. You see, your nervous system is in a hypersensitive state following a rape or assault. So you may start trying to numb yourself or avoid any associations with the trauma. But you can't choose which feelings to numb. So when you shut down the unpleasant feelings, you also shut down your self-awareness and your capacity for joy. And what happens is you end up disconnected, both emotionally and physically, where you're existing but not fully living. With self-awareness, you can change deeply held beliefs if they don't serve you well. Go deeper into yourself and peel away the layers until you can see who you truly are. It's okay to be you. Spend some time rediscovering and connecting with yourself again, and be really honest with yourself. Who are you now and who do you want to be? What do you like to do? What are you good at? If your friends had to describe you, what would they say about you? Let go of the person you think you should be and start being authentic and true to yourself. The only person you can change is yourself. And when you choose to transform yourself, you'll notice changes in your environment, including the people who surround you. The world is your mirror, and when we change on the inside, our world changes on the outside. Number 2 is clarity. Your mind and your body are in shock. When we're under emotional stress, it triggers our fight or flight response, and your mind and body are focused on getting you away from the danger. You're unable to process things, and your unconscious mind is in full-on protection mode, shutting down. Your mind doesn't know the difference between the physical, the real world, and the emotional. So if you've unresolved trauma, it will trigger the fight or flight state and you'll be in survival mode. Your nervous system becomes stuck in the state of high alert. You're no longer able to make the decisions that you used to make. You doubt yourself constantly and question everything. You may have brain fog and scattered thoughts, so it's really hard to focus and to concentrate. With greater self-awareness comes more clarity. That fog will begin to lift. You'll have more space in your head. Having clarity will allow you to process things and improve your own emotional regulation, so you no longer make decisions based on emotion. You'll be clear on what triggers you and how you can manage them. If you're aware of what triggers may cause an upsetting reaction, you'll be in a better position to understand what's happening and take steps to calm down. You'll understand what's holding you back so that you can finally move forward. You can take a step back and you can make the best intentional choices for you and dance to your own tune instead of other people's. Number 3 is be in charge. When something traumatic happens, it changes how we see ourselves and it changes how we see the world around us. You can feel powerless and as though someone else has ruined your life. You may feel as though you have no control whatsoever, but you do. You are in charge of what happens next. Being in charge means you taking back the reins and being in charge of how you move forward. What happened to you was absolutely horrendous, but it doesn't have to define you. You can be, do, and have anything you want in your life. Commit to changing your life. Let go of bad habits. Take ownership and be the master of your destiny. This is your life and you have complete say in what happens. You make the decisions. Choose your future over your past. Allow your strength and your courage to guide you. Number 4 is Reka Net. In order to heal, we need to release feelings both emotionally and physically and reconnect with ourselves again. You may find that you physically shut down and you don't feel bodily sensations like you used to. You may also find that you feel separate to your body and feelings, like you're watching yourself in the situation that you're in rather than participating in it. And you may find that you're detached from the world around you and the people that are in your life. We carry unresolved trauma around and hold trauma in our bodies, so it's imperative that we bring the body's response down, to calm down the hormonal messengers that are telling you that you're in danger. We need to stimulate our parasympathetic nervous system to let our bodies know that we are no longer in danger. Now, yoga is a great way to create body awareness and to connect with your body again. And I personally found that by practicing yoga, I felt so much more connected to my body. Today, I'm a certified yoga instructor in a style of yoga which combines passive stretching with a particular style of breathing which stimulates your parasympathetic nervous system. It's best done before bed because it can also help improve your sleep as well. It can feel incredibly empowering to be connected with your body and know what to do to help it instead of working against it and completely ignoring the signals it's saying to you. Exercise in particular can soothe your traumatized nervous system, relieve stress, and help you feel more powerful and in control of your body. Emotionally, you may have shut yourself off. Even if you understand that you're not to blame for the rape or the sexual attack, you may still struggle with a sense of anger, guilt, or shame. It's important to release feelings of anger, sadness, fear, hurt, and guilt. Otherwise, these powerful emotions can keep you stuck and also potentially make you sick. It's important to feel our feelings instead of pushing them away. Our emotions are perfectly valid, but we can become scared of them. Releasing them will allow you to begin to take your power back. You'll be able to listen to the signals your emotions and body are telling you instead of ignoring them. You can become your own best friend again instead of working against yourself all of the time. It's frightening to get back in touch with your body and feelings following a sexual trauma. In many ways, rape makes your body the enemy, something that's been violated and contaminated, something you may hate or want to ignore. And it's also scary to face the intense feelings associated with the assault. But while the process of reconnecting may feel threatening, it's not actually dangerous. Although feelings are powerful, they're not reality and they won't hurt you. The true danger to your physical and mental health comes from avoiding them. Once you're back in touch with your body and your feelings, you'll feel more safe, confident, and powerful. Number 5 is taking positive action. Your trauma is not your fault, but your healing is your responsibility. Taking positive action, even small actions, can help you overcome feelings of helplessness, hopelessness, and empower you. Do whatever positive actions you need to do to make sense of your story. The healing process may actually help you develop strengths, insights, and abilities that you never had or even never knew you had before. Reach out for help, talk about your experience, put yourself first, and take this opportunity to build yourself and your life into something so much more than you could have ever imagined. Take time for you, nurture yourself, exercise, meditate, journal, and eat well. Allow yourself to develop and grow. Go outside your comfort zone, try new things, and learn new skills. Be your own best friend and your number one supporter. Believe in yourself and follow your dreams. Turn your pain into your power. As the saying goes, you are not what happened to you, you are what you choose to become. I hope you find these 5 vital elements insightful and helpful. And these are the key elements that my own clients and I gradually work through together. If you have any questions about them, I'll leave my details at the end of this video. And please feel free to reach out and ask any questions or any queries that you may have. So that brings us to the end of this 4-part video mini-series, From Trauma to Triumph. I just wanted to put this together to help more survivors out there, and I hope this series does just that. Our healing is about reclaiming ourselves. It's about doing the work to become more self-aware so we can become more aware of our habits, patterns and behaviours from a non-judgmental place of observation without emotion or attachment. It's then that we can begin unlearning those unhelpful habits, patterns and behaviours that no longer serve us and are keeping us stuck. So choose you and your future because you deserve it. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch these videos, and please share them with anyone you feel may benefit. Please remember, you are not alone.